greet you with profound esteem and acknowledge that we are not here by chance. We are here by divine appointment, right?
Yes.
That with everything going on, we chose to be here together at this time. And as we open this space, I want to acknowledge, if you tuned in at this moment, this message is for you. And as we come together in community, the two or three gather together, there is a power and a presence here in the midst of us. Where two or three are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst of them. There this amazing energy arises, and we can feel the synergy, which is the third mind, which is the mind of God, and the whole becomes greater than the sum of its parts, because we are surrendered to the energy of the universe. And to be in community and to feel that oneness is very, very powerful. So this morning, as we acknowledge the amazing spiritual economic series, which has been just a great opportunity for me also to reevaluate where I am, where we are going, the things we have in place, the things that we're opening to. And as we look this morning at the spiritual economics and the new world order of prosperity, Dr. Eric Butterworth, who wrote, and I highly recommend The Spiritual Economics. He wrote it in the 80s. It is so applicable with everything going on the planet. And he said, with everything going on, we so often give our power away to the media, to what's going on in the outer world, and we need to keep our own peace. Be still and know that I am God. That God and I are the majority. And for all of those that are confused about that, to be still and know that I am God. That when Ernest Holmes stated, if you want a better God, create a higher standard for humanity. So that as our humanness gives way to the divine, that Christ consciousness arises triumphant and victorious. We open to that. And when Jesus always gave thanks, the first week that we came together and looking at spiritual economics, the topic was, your fortune begins with you. That God and I are the majority. My fortune begins with me. I remember also in the 80s when Mother Teresa wanted to build an orphanage, and one very powerful politician said, well, how much money do you have? And she said, I have 3 pennies. He said, oh yeah, right. You're going to build an orphanage with 3 pennies. And she said, with God and 3 pennies, I can build anything. And believe me, every major country that she's ever gone, there are beautiful orphanages to house these children that are fatherless and motherless through all of the wars that go on in the world. However, I am an idealist. And I do believe that as our humanness gives way to the divine, as our humanity opens to something greater and moves in the direction that we can tip the scales in favor of spirituality, we truly can. Where thought goes, energy flows. So today, as we're looking at a new world order and prosperity, we know that prosperity is not just about the economy. It's about our relationships. It's about our health. It's about the energy and the flow that moves in and out. Spiritually, we are grounded in the truth that sets us free. Know the truth, right? What is the truth? The truth is that we are created in the image and likeness of God. That we are told that it is good, and what? Very good. I think that is really amazing. That if we are created in the image and likeness of this amazing universal intelligence, that it's not only just good, it is very good. And as we open to the goodness of the universe and we feel that energy flowing through us and we connect with that knowingness, with God and 3 pennies, I can do anything. With God and this higher thought, I can do anything. And it's moving through the appearances that show up in our life that we give our power away to. And we have all had appearances. And believe me, I know how to talk to creditors. And I share that I am the spiritual leader of a nonprofit organization, and that we have certainly had our challenges. But the truth is, there is an ever-present energy in the universe available for us. And as we tap into that power and that presence, something begins to happen. And we go through a shift in consciousness. There's a story, and it's an amazing story about Duray. And Duray was a very, very famous artist and sculpturist. And what people don't know is that he and his brother, who was equally as talented as he was in the field of art, they wanted to go to the art school in Paris, but the family could only afford one brother to go. So the one brother, Albert, he said, I will work in the fields and in the mine, and I will send you to school for 4 years, and when you come back, you will work in the mine, and you will send me. So this was the pact that they had. So Albert went to Paris, and he was amazing. His engravings, his sculptures, his art was amazing. He got the attention of all of those in power, and were just sat at his feet because of his amazing talent. And when he returned home, he was, greeted by the whole town. They put on a parade and thought, oh, here he is, the son of art. He is home. And he was sitting down with their great family of 16. And he turned to his brother. And he said, now I'm going to send you to Paris, and I'll work in the mines. And the brother began to weep. And he said, my hands are so broken from working in the mines, I can't even hold a brush without shaking. I can't go, brother, but I am so deeply blessed that you went and you have this wonderful acclaim. And they sat, and his brother, they began to pray, and his brother etched his hands. And that painting, you will know as the praying hands of the brother that sat in prayer. That he loved his brother so much that he sent him forward. And when Jesus said, and this is awfully misunderstood, that to have the love of your friend, your brother, your sister, greater love no man hath than will lay down his life for his brother, his sister. We're all one. And that as what we give to the one, we give to the all. And to create a new world order, we need to come into that consciousness of oneness. And believe me, traveling all over the world, we're much more alike than we are different. And it's fascinating about what governments do, but the people are there. They connect. There's energy, there's life, there's love. Because what did Mother Teresa say? Peace begins with a smile. So when we connect at that level, you don't even have to know the language. And I know that when I was lecturing at the Istanbul University Medical Center, and I was talking about our oneness, and I was talking about our way of life, and creating a new world order. And Dr. Danny Schumann, who was one of the Doctors Without Borders, who set up an amazing, amazing lab in Africa at Madonna University, and it is state-of-the-art. He was the chief of staff of Hamburg, Germany hospital. So he is doing this just an amazing way. He ran up to me in the middle of my talk and he said, "You are speaking to a group of Muslims." And I thanked him. I'd never had anyone, and he whispered, interrupt my talk in the middle of it to tell me that I'm speaking to a group of Muslims. And I said, I just always draw the larger circle, and I include whatever happens because I think it's there as a divine appointment. And I said, what Dr. Danny Schumann came up to share with me is, I'm speaking to a group of Muslims. Isn't that fantastic that I can be here? I can be a new thought minister where we believe that all paths that lead to God are good, that we believe that energetically, beyond color, race, creed, and sexual orientation, we are all one. And there was so much agreement in the audience that yes, we are all one. If we want a new world order in the world, then we connect at our oneness, that we feel that oneness. And we may not always agree. There's always the fanatics, the fringe fanatics. But in training myself and saying there's always, as they said in Jesus' day, the poor will always be with us. To correct that, shift it in my own consciousness, and to send love out. And I love when Malala, who a 17-year-old girl shot in the head because she wanted an education. And the Taliban came to their town. They roped off the bus. She and 2 friends were shot. They were shot on the arm and in the leg. She was shot through the head and had to be rushed for surgery. And she said, as they were wheeling me in, I thought, if I survive this, I am going to make a difference for education. And I am going to be the first female, just think about it, Prime Minister of Pakistan. And they're wheeling her in and she's going unconscious. These are that 17-year-old's thoughts. When I was on the Nobel Peace Prize Commission and I was able to meet with her and speak with her and just acknowledge what an old soul she is, and that her father named her after a legend, Malala, that went and said to her people when they were running away from the English, she went up on a mountain and she said, better to be a lion for one day than a coward for a lifetime. And they all, in the legend, they all came back and faced the English, and they won their land back, and they won what they needed. And to hear, the energy of what's going on the planet at this time and in this place, I think we live in a very exciting time to know the truth, because when Ernest Holmes, the founder of our movement, said, when things look the worst, do you think, oh my God, what is it coming to? No, when things look the worst is the best time to treat, the best time to know the truth, the best time to affirm what you absolutely know. God and I are the majority. And if we want a new world order, we got to make that shift within ourselves and stop looking outside of ourselves and depending on the economy. And what's so fascinating is that let there be prosperity on earth. Eric Butterworth says, and let it begin with me. Let there be prosperity on earth. Let us know within us, in a spirit, mind, and body connection, that we are whole, perfect, and complete to do the will of He who sent us. Because we are not here by chance, we are here by divine appointment. And when we arise to the occasion of that divine appointment, hallelujah, and that we march into hell at times for a heavenly cause. And I've done that many times. I've been singed a few times, been burned a few times, but what the hey, it's all part of this process that we call life. And to be here at this time. So in reference to being here together and acknowledging what we have to do, we get to know the truth. Are there things in life that we are concerned about? Of course. And we take action in those things, don't we? We have compassion one for the other. We acknowledge one for the other. Our fortune begins with you, with each of us. That was our first week. We went into the power of visualization. Without vision, the people perish, because we have to have a higher vision and to know that we can see through these appearances and conditions and effects, and the eye in which I see God is the same eye in which God sees me, that there is that within us that is greater than that which resides in the world of conditions, appearances, and effects. And then we went right in to the money enigma, and looking at money last week when I was sharing with you that money is a means of exchange, that I am practicing the presence of God's divine substance, and that makes all the difference. So today, thank you for being part of this wonderful community. Thank you for tuning in. If you would like to donate to our ministry, and those of you who are, thank you very much, because that allows this message to go forward in a greater way. So where are we going? Higher yet. Where? Higher yet. Where?